Madden ratings, per usual, garbage. I don't know who they pay to do it, because every year the quarterbacks specifically, garbage. It's garbage, and we're going to be talking about it. Number one, Patrick Mahomes. Anyone could have guessed it. Joe Burrow at number 2 with the 95. Maybe a little cap, but I love Joe Burrow. Statistically, he did well, and I mean, I'm okay with it, honestly. Do I think it's a reality that he's the second best quarterback in the league? I do not think so, but I'm okay with it. Josh Allen, we all knew he'd be in the top 3. Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is where we get our first, potentially the biggest cap. This is the biggest cap that the Madden ratings, whoever they are, the adjusters, whoever decides to make these ratings, they gave him 4th overall with an X factor. Okay, 91 overall, Lamar Jackson. Okay, and we're going to get back to it, but I want to finish out the rest of these top 10. Jalen Hurts, he was in the Super Bowl, did well. He's at the number 5 spot. Keep in mind, if you see the little star right there, that means he's not an X factor. Make it to the Super Bowl with really good stats, a lot better stats than Lamar Jackson, and that's going to land you with no X factor. Keep that in mind. Let's see, number 6, we've got Dak Prescott, and that's another guy we're going to be talking about specifically. Okay, it's the fact that they got Dak Prescott at the number 6 spot with an X factor. With an X factor. You look at the number 7 spot, you have Justin Herbert. They have the same overall, but they rank Dak Prescott higher, and they give Dak Prescott an X factor. Justin Herbert isn't an X factor. I mean, I don't understand. You got to explain. Someone's got to explain to me, because it just doesn't make sense. I mean, this dude, what's his X factor? Biggest disappointment? Least amount of playoff games won? I mean, I don't know what that X factor is supposed to be. 87 overall? If Justin Herbert's an 87, Dak Prescott's an 82. I have a couple visual aids to help us really internalize just the absolute garbage that is being shoved down our throats. And I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy Madden 24. Am I proud of it? No. I mean, I put 200 plus hours into Madden, the last one, 23, whatever they call it. And I'm going to do the same with this one. And EA knows it, right? I wouldn't be surprised if EA, they just ask random people on the street, because it's no secret that EA, any major AAA gaming franchise, they don't try. They don't put real research into their games. They don't try to develop the best game possible. They just put out fucking whatever, and they know people like me are going to buy it. And that's why people keep buying them. Or that's why they keep making them, because people keep buying them. And I'm a part of it, and I'm ashamed of it. Lamar Jackson. Okay, let's take a look at his stats last season. Keep in mind, they have him as the 4th best quarterback. They have him with an X factor. They have him at 91 overall. Lamar Jackson, okay, and they gave him a 90, like, if you were to take all of his stats and average it, I think that's what they're doing. They say 90 overall passing specific ratings. 2022 season stats. Let's take a look, Lamar Jackson. Passing TDs, 17. 16th overall quarterback in passing TDs. It only gets worse from there, so buckle in, okay? Completion percentage, 62.3. 25th overall quarterback in completion percentage. Passing yards, 2,242, 26th. Now, I know Lamar Jackson defenders, and look, I don't dislike Lamar Jackson. Okay, this isn't a hit piece, okay? But people will say, oh, he was hurt. He was hurt. He played, I think it was 13 games, maybe 14 games. Oh no, those 4 games, if he had those games, he would have been in the top 10 in yardage. No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. Okay, blame it on the offensive scheme. Holy shit. Holy shit. That's the first time that's ever fallen down. Oh, damn. That's totally fucked. Yeah, I'm not even going to try to repair that. 25th on completion percentage. And it's not like they put 0% for the games that he missed. Okay? This is all these stats besides passing yards and passing TDs. They're all adjusted to the amount of games that the quarterback played. So completion percentage being the 25th ranked quarterback on accuracy, that isn't because he missed games because of injury. Now, if you want to blame it on offensive scheme, if you want to blame it on play calling, sure, make that argument. Stats are stats. Okay, stats are stats. Yards per game, and this is why I say that. Yards per game, 187 yards per game that he played. 36th. 36th. How many teams in the NFL? 32? So does that mean there's 4 backup quarterbacks that came into the game and put up more yards per game than Lamar Jackson passing yards per game? Yes, that's what that means. 36. That means there's 35 other quarterbacks in the NFL that have more passing yards per game on average than Lamar Jackson. But he's the 4th overall quarterback. He's the 4th. 91 overall X factor. Oh God, Lamar Jackson, here he comes. Here's the thing. He's had some tough goes of it. He's had some injuries. Okay, he's had a poor offensive scheme. I'll give him that. But he hasn't proven anything since, I believe it was the 2018 season that he won the MVP. Might have been 2019. I'm not entirely sure. He balled out. He did great. He put himself very much on the map. Youngest player to ever win MVP. He proved a lot that season. Since that season, he has progressively declined. Progressively declined since that last season. Statistically, I mean, when's the last time you heard the Ravens in the mix in a playoff sense? I don't know, because it just doesn't happen. The Ravens haven't been relevant in the sense of a playoff spot. I believe the last time they went to the playoffs, they got beat by the Chargers and Justin Herbert, who's at number 7, in the first round. And not only were they were beat very decisively, okay? If we look at it, okay? 16th in passing TDs, 25th in completion percentage, 26th in passing yards, 36th, 6th in yards per game. And then they want to turn around and tell me that this dude is a 90 overall passing specific rating with the 4th best quarterback. If we look at the QBR, I've got the QBR up there, 91.1 last season, tied for the 15th. And there was literally 3 quarterbacks that tied for number 15. So you could even put that towards 18. You know what I mean? Depending on how you like to cut the pie. He could have been 18 or 15 because 3 quarterbacks got 91.1 QBR. But he's the 4th best. Okay, Jalen Hurts at 5 with 3 less overall points. Cap. Absolute cap. But another really big cap we've got is Dak Prescott. The only reason why Dak Prescott should be rated so highly, I have to believe the Cowboys and Jerry Jones pay Madden a certain amount of money, because it does not make any sense having Dak Prescott as a better passer than Justin Herbert. If you watch football objectively, and I'm a Chargers fan, it'll make me heated. You can ask anybody that objectively watches football, who's a better quarterback, Dak Prescott or Justin Herbert? No one is going to say Dak Prescott. Literally nobody. They have him at number 6. Dak Prescott, they have him as an 87 overall with a 90 overall passing specific rating. Let's take a look at his stats. And guess what? Surprise, surprise. Actually, his stats, not that bad compared to Lamar Jackson. Dak Prescott, passing TDs 23. He's 13th overall there. We've got a completion percentage of 66.2, 13th again. Passing yards, 2,860, 19th. Yards per game, 238, 14th. Okay? So it's like averaging to like a 15th overall QB, which makes sense because his QBR is tied for 15 with, guess what? Lamar Jackson. He's one of the guys that's tied at 91.1 with Lamar Jackson. I understand the Lamar Jackson rating a little more, at least not the fact that he's number 4, but the fact that they put him higher than he should have been because, he's got the new contract. He's a very hype player. He's a big draw for people playing the game. He's a mobile quarterback. Mobile quarterbacks historically in Madden are going to be rated higher, even if they're worse passers. That's just a fact because people like playing with mobile quarterbacks. But Dak Prescott, there is no reason for him to be rated this high. Justin Herbert's more mobile at this point in his career than Dak Prescott is. Are you kidding me? And he has an X factor. Exactly. They gave him an X factor and they didn't give Justin Herbert an X factor. They didn't give Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl quarterback, an X factor. But they give an X factor to Dak Prescott. Jerry Jones must be doing some very heinous things to the Madden rating adjusters, or he must be slipping them some Mickeys. He must be giving them a couple Benjamins on the side because this doesn't make sense. Dak Prescott, he's been washed ever since his sophomore season. I mean, he's a dude that's been washed for years. The Cowboys haven't done anything. They always have a great regular season record, and I could count on one finger, I believe, the amount of playoff games they've won. I don't understand. I do want to now spotlight Justin Herbert, okay? And I'm a Chargers fan, it's no secret. But let's see the difference statistically, and let's keep in mind Justin Herbert had a worse season last season than his prior season, okay? I get it. I could see a drop-off in ratings because of it. But to put it in perspective, let's bring up the same stats for Justin Herbert, okay? Justin Herbert, they have him as the 7th overall quarterback. His QBR, not the best. I mean, he had the 12th overall QBR at 93.2. Keep in mind, and this is something I want to point out, all 3 of the guys that we have discussed, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, and Justin Herbert, they gave all of them a 90 overall for passing specific statistics or ratings. Nobody that is an objective observer of the game of football will tell you that either Lamar Jackson or Dak Prescott is a better passer than Justin Herbert. Out of the question. Lamar Jackson has his legs, so that's his X factor. Okay, he's an improviser. That's his X factor. Dak Prescott, he doesn't have either, in my opinion. So that's a wash. But Justin Herbert, to put him as the same passing rating as those 2 guys, and to put Dak Prescott higher than him, they don't watch football. They do not watch football. Keep in mind, this is his worst season as a starter. Okay? Passing TDs, 25, top 10. He's at number 9. Completion percentage, 68.2. 3rd in completion percentage. Pass yards, 4,739. 2nd only to AFC rival Patrick Mahomes, who's number 1. He's 2nd in pass yards. Yards per game, 279. He's 5th. So he's in the top 5 for passing yards per game. Okay, he was dealing with a broken rib. Okay, most of the season he was dealing with the fact that his top wide receivers were out, and he's looking to DeAndre Carter and Josh Palmer as his number 1 option. And I'm not here to make excuses because a lot of quarterbacks have to deal with their wide receivers and their personnel getting injured. Whatever. Rashawn Slater, our top offensive lineman, injured. Right? I mean, I'm not gonna make excuses, but despite that, he's still in the top 5 in most of the stats. He's still in the top 5. To say that he is an 87 overall and has a 90 overall passing specific rating, and you're going to say that Dak Prescott is better with the same, it just literally it just doesn't make sense. There's no evidence to support it. It's literal garbage. I mean, I genuinely want to hear someone from Madden talk about it because it doesn't make any sense. And that's another thing. That's another thing that I want to say. Okay, Dak Prescott has had every opportunity to be an elite quarterback. Great coaching. Okay, say what you want about Mike McCarthy, whatever, it doesn't matter. He's had Kellen Moore as an offensive coordinator who's now on the Chargers. I'm really excited about that. He's had weapons on the outside. He's had Zeke. He now has Pollard. He's had historically one of the best offensive lines in the past 5 seasons. He's had a good defense, relatively speaking, on average. He's had every opportunity to be a great quarterback. He's had every opportunity, and he still hasn't been. And they have the nerve to put him at number 6. There should be a meme of Jerry Jones just, okay, doing some of that with the Madden guys. Okay, and I wouldn't doubt it. That dude has deep pockets. Okay, he's got plenty of money to do whatever he wants to whoever he wants to get the desired outcome of whatever he wants. So I wouldn't be surprised. Went over how they slandered Justin Herbert. Okay, they put Dak Prescott at number 6 overall. It doesn't make sense. I don't know who decided to do it. I would personally get into an octagon with whoever made that decision, and I already know I would come out victorious because there is no way that someone, and I wouldn't fight a woman, but whatever man made that decision, I would go into an octagon with, and I would become victorious because they are either delusional or they're a beta. Beta. Straight beta male. If you're putting Justin Herbert beneath Dak Prescott as a quarterback, you are a beta male. You're a beta male, okay? And I'll challenge anybody on it. But I appreciate y'all signing in, Drizzy, Mike, Dave, all the boys. I appreciate you guys hopping in, and I will see you next time I stream, which I can't tell you a date because I don't know, but I will see you next time, all right? Hasta luego, buenos noches, and buenos suertes.